On July 30th, 2025, a truly colossal event unfolded. A magnitude 8.8 earthquake struck off Russia's remote Kamchatka Peninsula.
A massive quake.
Huge. And it wasn't just the shaking. This immediately triggered major trans-Pacific tsunami warnings. We saw alerts stretching from Japan all the way to coastal South America.
Right across the basin.
For many of you following global seismic events, those initial alerts must have painted a really alarming picture.
Understandably so, and 8.8 is serious territory.
Exactly. But here's where our deep dive gets interesting. Despite that immense power, this wasn't the catastrophic mega tsunami that, well, many feared. So today we're going to unpack that surprising story, the event, the global response, and crucially, why it stands as a perhaps unexpected case study in preparedness. So let's start with the quake itself, the raw power. It happened at a relatively shallow depth, didn't it? Around 20 kilometers.
Yes, about 19 to 21 kilometers, or roughly 12 miles deep. And location-wise, it was about 70 to 120 miles southeast of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky.
And in historical terms, this was significant for the region.
Oh, absolutely. It ranks among the largest earthquakes recorded there since 1952. A very big deal seismically.
Which explains the immediate ripple effect. The warnings cascaded, you said, across the entire Pacific.
Pretty much. Japan, Hawaii, the U.S. West Coast, coastal South America, and specific notices went out to places like French Polynesia, the Galápagos Islands in Ecuador, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands. It was truly basin-wide.
Wow. And the human response matched that scale.
It really did. What's striking is how quickly and how massively authorities reacted. Take Japan. They evacuated nearly 2 million residents from coastal areas swiftly.
2 million! That's incredible coordination.
It is. And in Chile, they declared their largest ever evacuation. They moved 1.4 million people away from the coast.
So these weren't just warnings, these were massive executed mobilization.
Precisely. Now, near the epicenter, in several Kurilsk in the Kuril Islands, the waves did reach up to 5 meters, about 16 feet. There was flooding. Some boats were swept away.
But casualties.
Remarkably, no confirmed fatalities were reported from there, which is, frankly, amazing given a 5-meter surge.
Absolutely. And further afield, Hawaii, the U.S. West Coast.
The wave heights were significantly lower. Hawaii recorded surges around 1.7 to 1.8 meters, that's 4 to 5 feet.
Okay.
Japan saw waves up to only 60 centimeters, about 2 feet. And the U.S. West Coast experienced waves peaking around 1.2 meters, roughly 4 feet.
Still enough to be dangerous, but not the monster waves initially feared.
Correct. Though precautions were definitely taken. Cruise lines in Hawaii, for instance, moved their ships and passengers offshore into deeper water, just to be safe.
Which brings us to the crucial question, doesn't it? Given that 8.8 magnitude, why didn't we see a repeat of, say, the 2004 Indian Ocean disaster or Chuchoku in 2011? Those generated truly devastating waves.
That's the key question, and it comes down to the specific geology of this earthquake. While the fault rupture itself was enormous, the critical thing is it seems to have lacked significant associated submarine landslides. And it also didn't cause the kind of extreme amplified seabed displacement that you need for those really giant tsunamis.
So it's not just about the raw power, the magnitude number.
Exactly. Tsunami generation is complex. It depends heavily on the fault geometry, how the plates moved relative to each other, the specific slip area on the fault, and crucially, the seabed topography, the shape of the ocean floor above the rupture.
Right. All those factors have to combine in a certain way.
Yes. And in this Kamchatka event, while powerful, the combination just didn't produce the same level of water displacement as those magnitude 9.1 events in 2004 and 2011. Remember, those generated waves far exceeding 10 meters, some even reaching 30 meters or more. This one, despite being an 8.8, didn't have that same tsunami-generating fingerprint, if you will.
Fascinating. So it wasn't just luck, it was the specific mechanics of the quake.
It seems so. A combination of the rupture characteristics and perhaps a dose of good fortune regarding secondary effects like landslides.
So wrapping this up, what are the big takeaways? This event feels like a powerful lesson in preparedness.
Absolutely. The rapid alert distribution by the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, PTWC, was critical. And those well-drilled evacuation protocols we talked about clearly worked.
The numbers are just stark, aren't they? Over 3 million people evacuated safely across multiple countries.
The huge number.
And despite the earthquake's power and the real tsunami waves generated, no confirmed deaths, minimal injuries reported. That really is a testament to how far preparedness has come.
It really is. Decades of investment in warning systems, public education, drills, it seems to have paid off here in a very tangible way.
And there was another layer of complexity too, wasn't there? Something about a volcano.
Yes. Interestingly, the earthquake coincided with renewed activity from the Kamchatka volcano on Kamchatka itself, which is one of the world's most active.
Wow, talk about compounded hazards.
Exactly. It just underscores the risks across the Ring of Fire, where you often have seismic and volcanic threats overlapping.
So the final message isn't complacency, even though this wasn't the mega tsunami.
Definitely not. Seismic experts are very clear. While this specific event didn't generate the worst-case scenario, events like that remain entirely possible.
Right.
The key lesson from Kamchatka is really about continued vigilance. We need sustained investment in these early warning systems, ongoing public education so people know what to do, and really robust cross-border coordination.
Because the next one could be different.
Precisely. This knowledge isn't just about looking back at Kamchatka. It's about ensuring we, as a global community, are as ready as possible for whatever the planet might throw at us next. Continuous preparation is vital.